Okay, so that should do it. Don't know if it is because of, gotta be. Okay, now there we go. That should fix the problem there. Usually does not happen. Good morning, Jimmy. Uh, man, I don't know what's giving me issues, but it seems like the internet's back up. We'll see. Oh well. Anyway, SECO was the biggest mover on the morning. And let's look at some of the news on this morning for our top gappers. SECO says it's a luxury goods operation. Okay. And it's working with AIGC and Chat GPT. Let me turn that up a little bit. And we know over this last week, AI has been going crazy, but since this is the beginning of the week, I'll be very careful on trading anything AI based. Seeing how MSGM fell, it's now down to $15. It was up at 20 something. So I'll be very careful on that. Because it was the starter. It was the starter fire to the whole AI movement. BuzzFeed, let's see if there is any news out here on that. It's up 20%, no news on that. 257 is right above this previous close on Friday. 257, not too volatile. SOUN, I believe it has a higher float. This is also another AI related stock company. BBAI up 11%. Okay, so let's jump over here to Street Smart. All right. So SOUN. Let's see what the float is on this. And if the float's too high, I'm just going to cut it. Float is 119 million. Definitely not going to be something that we want to get in for quick profits. SECO, what is your float? Oh, I did end up taking a trade on Friday. On PXMD. PMXD was the one. Yeah. Took a trade on this one. I liked the setup here. Came down, shorts were winning. I bought at 316 down here, and it popped up to the 330s and started to kind of struggle. It wasn't a strong move upward. It was only from it was like a 15-cent winner, but I got nervous when it got up there to the 30s and started struggling, so I went ahead and sold my position. But it did end up going all the way up here to the 350s from 316. So I took 1,000 shares here at 316, and I sold here at the 330s. I just didn't want to get too greedy. It was almost $100, but I was like, this thing's struggling. But I mean, I guess if I would have held through the pain, it would have been a little bit more. 40 cents there, $400 trade. Or no, let me recalculate. Not 2,000 shares. That's 16 up to 50. So about a 40-cent trade. How much is 40 cents on 1,000 shares? Oh, it is a $400. Yeah, never mind. So around a 400, a little bit less than a $400 trade, but I just saw it on Friday and it was struggling, and it had competition on the board as well. Its competition was HS. Oops. Its competition was HS whatever. This one HSCS, which was way stronger. But I just didn't like the catalyst on HSCS. I didn't think it was gonna go up like that, but it did. From the 234s and started to match up. They had about the same pattern. Came down, formed higher lows, and then started exploding. But I was like, okay, I'm just gonna end off on a nice little green day and go on with my business. Don't want to get too greedy. Okay, let's see what else is up here. C or SECO is 0.1 million in a float. Look at that. SECO float. It says 2.69 in the float. 2.69 million. Let's go over to FinViz. SECO. 5.75 million in the float over here, and then 7.07 in the outstanding shares. Let's see if it has any kind of crazy shelves or something. No shelves registered here. Okay, so it's saying 5 million over here as well on Benzinga. 5 million, and then outstanding shares 7 million. So around 5 million, 5.21 million. That's kind of aligning with FinViz, and the other one, Yahoo, is saying 2 million. So it is a lower float. We'll watch it. GDC just doesn't, it's up 35%, but it doesn't have a whole lot of volume, and it's already diving off on the day. So I don't really like GDC there. And it doesn't have any kind of catalyst on the day either. So just dropping. Not going to worry about that one. And these are the scans that I'm looking at over here. SECO, Apple, HSCS. So I'm thinking the top watch is going to be this SECO. What kind of stock is KAL? It's up 40%. KAL. It's got a float of under a million in there. Go look at KAL. Okay, shares outstanding and the float super low. It's at $9.36. Looks like it's been a ripper, but it always kind of gives back. But it looks like it's forming higher lows. So it ripped up from what, 6 up to the 13, came back down, 6 back up, came back down to the 8s, back up, came back down to the 9s. So it has it has a little bit of a pattern there on KAL. $0.75 million over here. So everything's saying it's under a million in the float. Let's go look at that catalyst though. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Andre, Lori. I'm gonna have to pronounce this name. SURTR. Suter. Surtra 124. Appreciate you for signing in this morning. Yeah, we're gonna have to see some steam roll out here. MSGM still flat, looking like it wants to continue down, so I'm not worried about that. That's not a top mover. I still have my eye on this IPO, and for some reason, this IPO is halted before. So this IPO was supposed to open up on Friday, which is BFRG, and it looks like it's already halted. Let me go check the halts. Halted before it even opened up. So it's supposed to open up Friday, but now halted. Let's see. Halts, trade halts. That can't be right, right? No, it can't be right. Not seeing anything. I don't know why it says halted on there, but that's weird. But it's another AI based company there as well. Let me go back over to the IPOs. So let's see. We have Linchin China or something like that. Linchin China. Financial group trying to open up today. But we want something opening up close to the news that we've seen or the sector that we've seen that has been hot, which is BFRG, AI Holdings. Artificial intelligence and machine learning has emerged as a digital solution to help address this problem. The problem that they're trying to address, this primary driver of high cost developing therapeutics, integration complex, highly dimensional data generated at each stage. Okay, what are you trying to solve, bro? Platforms, physics library, flexing clinicians for use several clinical stages or critical stages of development. Oh my gosh, what are they trying to solve? Okay, discovery phase, analyze, categorize, and discovery phase data to better define highest value leads. Okay, I don't like this IPO. They're not getting to the point, bro. I don't know what they're trying to do. Okay, these insights from BF Leap analysis can be used to inform decisions. Okay, what is BF Leap? Using artificial intelligence to streamline drug development. A best-in-class AI ML platform leveraged for preventative analytics. Okay. John Hopkins, algorithms that outperform top 10 analytics frameworks. 88% of drugs in the pipeline will fail. Okay. A game changing model that fills the gap between science and data. 8.5 years average until ready for market. Okay, so it's still getting ready for market. So not really in use yet. Bullfrog predicts and enhances primary study outcome success. 2.6 billion average cost for new drug. Okay. Okay. So they're still in the shop. They'll be coming out soon, I guess. Okay. I dropped that link in the chat if y'all want to check out Bullfrog. Anyway, I don't know about that IPO. They're still being worked on heavily. SCCO with a very tight range in here. Had a high of the 411s. I think it's gonna have some sell off here on Monday morning. Just not really opening up any range, and it's spent how many, what, 15, 30, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and 30 minutes in this area. Very unpredictable, I would say. Could go either way. Other than SCCO though, not really seeing too much more fire on the grill. We looked through the catalyst, didn't really see anything that's super eye catching. All set prices, 3.8 million underwritten public offering at 220, down 31% on the day. Mark. HSCS. I'll keep HSCS on watch. May give some type of opportunity, or it may just continue down. OMER, Omeros Corporation receives 200 million milestone payment for Rainer Surgical. Let's see what the float is on OMER. Float of 60 million on OMER. Not really a low float in my book, but it's pretty low. It's up 35%. So I'll put that one over here on watch. Lower volume as of now though. RSVN Rail Vision receives a 1.4 million in Israel Railways contract. RVSN. Let's go look into that. RVSN. Statistics float is 6.25 million. But it's not a gapper though. That's the only thing. I didn't look at that gap up. Trash. Nobody's gonna see it. So yeah, I think we got our eyes on what we need to have it on this morning. BuzzFeed, no news on the day is not even really interesting to me. Got about 5 minutes to the bell. Had a high up here of the 520s and has moved down $1 on OMER. Do not like that. RVSN, I think we saw that one. Let's see. Let's go back to it. That's the Israeli one. RSVN. It doesn't have the big. It's not a gapper though. That's the only issue I have with it. I mean, it could grind up, but the news on it is that they received that railway 1.4 million Israel Railways contract. So let's jump over here to their summary. And let's go. This is another AI driven Rail Vision mainline. It's another AI catalyst. So again, I don't know how it's a lot of AI up today. So we're gonna have to see what decides to be the one on the day. It's up to 215 right now. Um, I've seen these Israeli type stocks and Israeli based stocks. A lot of times they move a little bit slower. They're more of grinders. They don't just rip. I don't know. They like they'll have their news come out. They'll sit around for a minute or a couple of days, and then they'll go up, and then they'll go up. So they, I've seen them be more pre-market movers than intraday movers. But we'll see how this news acts and if it wants to become the number one. It's only got 2 million shares over here on it. So it's got some competition ahead of it. How many tickers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tickers ahead of it. So it's gonna have to definitely put its toes down in the dirt there and get the running if it's gonna try to do anything. It does have a upward trend already over here on the daily chart. We can kind of follow this upward trend. Where would this be? We had a little bit of a flatness here. It came down again, held above this level of 59 cents. Came up here. Kind of hard to tell where the exact supports is. It's just kind of been grinding higher. But I don't know. Today I would just be careful trying to jump into that one. And where's the price at? It said 212. Looking on the daily chart, it's looking like it wants to come down, but we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. RSVN or RVSN rather. Just not a huge gap there. We got about 2 minutes or a minute left to the bell. And RVSN just isn't one I'm super in love with. It's kind of just there. But all of these are AI based catalysts, so we're gonna have to let them fight it out really to see who's gonna be the one AI catalyst since all of them want to be hot. Things that I'm looking for and analysis questions. Is it a low float? How many outstanding shares are there? Is it in the top 10 volume movers? Does it have a catalyst? Is the retracement worth the risk? Pre-trade variables. What's the competition? After they finish kind of showing that they want to fight, what are the competitors that are holding on the day? Are the shorts strongly winning during intraday? Because I am buying dips, looking for the shorts to be winning. And are there any large areas on the level 2s for support or resistance? And let's get back over here because the market just opened. SECO is the top mover on the day. We'll watch it first. Has a high up here of the 415s, I guess you could say. And has been holding in this range for about 3 hours. So HSCS, I'll go ahead and get rid of that. I don't like it. RVSN had a high up here of the 321s. But that gap, though, no one's going to be looking at it with SECO up here. Okay, SECO coming into that previous level. Let me check the daily chart for SECO. Where is your rooftop? SECO on the daily, we can see it had a little top here, previous top 417. Then after that 417, it has a top at the $5. Has a couple of resistance levels here that could come into play. all the way up to the 712s, but I don't know if it's going to get that kind of push. Looking at the previous candle structure, looks like it's really choppy. SECO getting knocked down off that 415, 417 level. Let's see what the high was. The high was 422, so barely broke that 417 and coming back down. Let's go and look at RVSN. Nothing, man. Nobody's getting into this one yet. I mean, maybe later on in the day. The SPY trying to hold up the 410s. Had a nice little fall into Friday. A lot of sell off on Friday. Looks like it's trying to do a gap fill here. Previous gap was up here at the 412s. And yeah, a lot of downward or downwards momentum there. Not heavy downwards momentum, but just kind of like a slow grind downwards. OMER is one that's staying up. It's green on the day, up 39%. It is 60 million in the float though. So it may be a chopper. I don't really like that one. I want something that can rip. RSVN crossing back. So the low or the close of Friday was the 211s. Wondering will we see this thing back under 2 on RVSN. And like I said, based on that, the candle structure of RSVN, it just does not look like it can hold up very well. It's a chopper. So don't be surprised if you get chopped around. If you do get in, you're gonna have to hold through the pain. But going down to test the $2 right now on low volume. This first candle on RVSN only has 185,000. So that is not impressive at all. We've seen multiple days where the first candle has, 4 million, 5 million, if people are interested. So I'm thinking there's a low level of interest on RVSN this morning. SECO still grinding sideways in this same pattern. Tesla working its way up, about to push SECO off the top spot. Tesla with 15 million shares traded just needs 2 million more to catch up with SECO. And then behind it, SOUN up 36%. Much higher float on SOUN than BuzzFeed. So not seeing those low floats take over on the day, really. All right, SECO, let's look at your level 2 and see what you got out here. So we have 381. Oh, actually, we need to look at the bids. Where are the big levels on the bids? There's an 8,000 at 340, but we're looking for like 10,000s. Not seeing any of that on the bid right now. But we can definitely see 10,000s on the ask. 381s. People getting real brave up there. 430s. I was looking into I forgot when I did the research, but it was a while back, just looking into how market makers make their money and how they, the longer they can keep that money or that price action within a certain range, they're consistently just making money, making money, making money. It's crazy. So when I see flat stocks like this, I'm like, wow, these market makers are keeping it in such a tight range, just snatching people back and forth, having a little false breakout, having a little false breakdown, and just holding it. But I mean, I guess it's just as dangerous for the market makers because if they are wrong and it breaks out of that range, it can get very very bad for them very quickly trying to hold something in the range like that. It's the same thing. It's the same concept as if you're trading options and you have an iron condor set up where you don't want to leave a range, and if your contract expires in that range, you get your premium. But if it breaks, you're gonna get toasted. But yeah, that one's looking like it's going down a little bit. Just not a lot of interest on RSVN. So we can go ahead and I would love to just spot what's going to be the top catalyst on the day first. Because I'm just not even, let's see, what's this? Children's Place sees, oh, that's 41 bucks. Not too bad. It just doesn't have that catalyst. Yeah, just some very weak trading, low floats here. Don't really like it. Only thing that's really competing is SECO, and it's barely competing. It's almost down 10% on the day. So Daniel B, what is my advice for a beginner trader like you? Where to start and how? The first thing I would do is, well, in any market, the first thing I would do is observe the market. Turn it on and watch the market like it's TV. Know what can happen. What are some of the possibilities? Of course, you can't know everything that's gonna happen, but what are the possibilities? A lot of times people say, "Oh, get into a trading simulator and all that," but I think it's better to just watch the market. Get you some kind of tool that allows you to draw on the charts, draw some supports and resistance. Really and truly, I kind of stopped using trend lines so much because sometimes when things are going up or down, you never know how far they're gonna go up and down. So I'm pretty much just using support and resistance rather than trend lines, because trend lines can be a little bit tricky. They can break, it can break over a trend line $1 and then rip back down through it. So I'm kind of away from trend line trading. I'm more like, where the support, where's the resistance, and how much momentum came into this level. Was it a hard fall, or did it grind into resistance or support? Was it like a struggle around that level? You know, if it's a hard fall, well, I'm thinking about physics. I'm like, if I throw a ball at the ground, will it bounce? It depends on what the ball is made of. If the ball is made of a bunch of shorts, it's bouncy. It'll probably be rubber. If the ball is some kind of other material, it may not bounce too well, which is why we look for those low flow stocks. Now, of course, you can trade other types of stocks. You don't have to just trade low flows, but for day trading, for the profits that we look for, low flows is pretty much where it's at. Whether it's a low price or a high price, low flows don't have to be $3, $5, whatever. You can find a low flow that's 20 bucks, 50 bucks, even sometimes even higher. So it's just the low float, who's holding the shares and how much do they believe in the actual company. Are they short bias? Are they long bias? That kind of thing. But I think for the starting position, like I said, finding and identifying support and resistance is probably the number one thing in the market that you need to be able to do. Um, and I mean, there's different indicators for any ticker. All tickers are different because they have different people that believe in them. So, some things are harsh, some things are super volatile, like Tesla, and you just kind of have to learn the ticker. But for what the purposes that I'm doing, I'm only learning the ticker for a day, and then I'm cashed out by the end of the day. So I'm looking at more of, okay, how harsh are the movements into the zones that I want, so I don't have to really get to know the ticker over the course of days and months and all of that. I'm just like, look, let me take a trade on this today, and I'll be in cash by the end of the day. But yeah, that's I guess I hope that makes sense. Study the charts, not so much the patterns. I really don't even care about the pattern anymore. I'm just like, I mean, the pattern could be forming a zebra all over the place, but I want to see support and resistance, obvious support and resistance. People be like, yeah, I see an A B C D G E F pattern. Here we go. I'm like, where's the support and resistance, man? I don't care. Man, we need a T10 EMA and a 9 and a 50 and a 60 and a 70. I'm like, where's the support and resistance? There, where is it? SECO coming on down to the 350s, has a bottom here of the 293s. One life. Man, One Life and Daniel B in here. We got celebrities in here, man. One Life and Daniel B. They are I remember when they first gave me their autograph. It was great, man. Gave me a little some words of advice and everything, you know. But uh Daniel B, I heard you and One Life have been in and out of some of the Twitter spaces that Ben has been in. He was like, I think I saw One Life and Daniel B in there. Y'all been trolling him, man. Uh yeah, Daniel B. For support and resistance, I mean, you really don't need any other indicators. Other indicators is like, I don't know. It just makes my mind work too hard. I'm like, it's just so much easier to just be like, just buy support and resistance, you know, and manage your risk. That's the other thing. If you're gonna buy at what you think is support and resistance, just manage the risk. Make a nice trade at some good support, or if you're short, you know, at some good resistance, and manage the risk. You be like, hey, I want to risk, you know, whatever, and this is the my line in the sand that I'm not gonna let it go past for the risk on this particular trade. And that's why I think it's absolutely insane not to have a goal set of what you want out of a trade. You're just like, oh yeah, I hope it just goes to the moon. It's like, okay, all right, that thing snap back and take your neck out. uh, or at least have some type of goal for the take profit where you're scaling out. And so not just popping everything out, but just have a goal set for the take profit. Like you're like, okay, well I'm up, you know, I made 30 or let's say 10 cents, 15 cents, 25 cents, 30 cents. Where am I going to begin taking off of this profit? Or am I just going to watch it and hope that it continues higher? And that's why so many people add to winners instead of adding to losers, because you're already winning. All you're doing is just increasing your average price that you're in, but you're still winning. So you can take some off, and that's actually the strategy that I see a lot of the quick scalpers use, where they're in a winning position. They'll take some off, add back, take some off, but it takes a lot of it takes a lot of volume rotation to do that, and I don't think it's absolutely necessary when you can just take one good trade and be done and just scale out accordingly. But it's also how much you believe in your trade, how much you believe in the distance that your trade can travel, which is why we kind of look for bigger range stocks as well. Because if it's showing you that it has potential to do, let's say, move $2.50. Well, if I'm gonna trade in that stock, my expectations just need to be lower than whatever that the best that I've seen it do. So if it's moving $2.50, well, let me just get 75 cents off it, and I'm good to go. Sizing accordingly, good to go. Um, Not really expecting that biggest move. You know what I'm saying? RVSN still going down there. I always expect lower than the best that I've seen. So the best that I've seen was 50 cents. Give me 15 cents. I'm good. If the best that I've seen was 10 cents, I'm not going to trade it. That's not worth it. That's not worth it. You have to also understand your greed level. 10 cents, I'm like, this is a joke. If the best I've seen is 10 cents, that means I can only expect, you know, 8 cents or lower. That's just, no, I'm good. Let's see. I traded AI. Let me see. What is AI? AI I did not trade. It is popping up though, up 12%. Looks like a little bit higher float. I'm mistaken. Up to 30 bucks. All the AI stocks have been popping, man. Everything that whispers about AI, whether it's completed or not. We had this BFRG here. It's not even completed. It's an IPO, but it's coming out with AI news. I just want to see how it's gonna act. It was supposed to open up Friday, but may open up today. I don't really know what they got planned for that one. Let me jump over here and let's see. Can we see anything else interesting out here? Interesting. GSUN, AEI, underwritten public offering. All these super light trading stocks are making me sick to my stomach. Mark, what is Mark? Popped up here 20%, only 3 million shares traded. Not really. Okay. Well, SECO is the only, looks like the only low float that's actually still out there, but look at it. It's kind of just in a indecisive movement on the day. Low of the 333s and high up here around the 422, right under the 425. So not a whole lot of trust in that one. Very grindy stock. Anyway, um, I've pretty much seen what I need to see today. It's looking like a day that I'm just gonna have to wait for some catalysts, wait for the next thing because right now I just don't see any low floats that are moving the way I like it. I mean I see a lot of short opportunity if you're shorting these low flows. Sure, they got very low interest on the day. SECO trying to pull a red to green move, coming back up slightly. And see, this is probably the only indicator that I really just like to have in observance is the VWAP because it's the only one that really shows anything like heavy impact that I see. Like things will get to the VWAP, and when I tell you they will either crack down or it's always something crazy happening at the VWAP. It's like a if the whole day is a movie, the VWAP is kind of like the sitcom. It comes a VWAP and then you get this laugh. The shorts or the longs will get a laugh there, and then the movie will continue. So what is the overall movie? Is this thing in a downtrend, uptrend? Who's gonna get the last laugh? The laugh is at VWAP. All right, Spy. Not really breaking over or breaking out just yet. Back above those 411s. It did have a gap down. Looks like it got some type of gap fill in here. I'm gonna look on the daily chart. One Life says, "Do not fight the Fed. Tomorrow, Fed will bury stock market." We'll see. I haven't. We'll see. The Fed's been dropping news all the time. Yep, Daniel B took him 15 years to understand correctly what is buy low, sell high. Exactly. Exactly. And I don't think you can ever understand it. And that's the reason why traders will always have losses and wins, because you never fully understand what it is to buy low and sell high, or sell high and cover low. And that's what causes the losses. But it's the risk management in those trades that keeps you alive. Yeah, so you'll never be 100% in understanding, but you will know what a low looks like. You will know, okay, I've seen 50 lows or 100 lows or 1,000 lows, and this is what a low looked like when I saw it. So that experience of seeing lows, the more lows you see, the better it is, or the highs that you see, the better it is. Still dangerous though. I think it's still a little bit more dangerous on the highs than it is on the lows. Because on those highs, if you're shorting, you can still get your back blown out. Yeah, so SCCO, beginning hour candle, nice and red, going on down, has the gap up level of the 280, 285s, like right above the 275s. Let me read some of these comments. Don't fight the Fed. It took me. Okay, Dang B, people not patient. Yeah, Dang B, patience is something serious. And that's why I got away from so much trading at the open. I'm like, look, let me just be patient, get my little bit, and get on down. Because, the percentage that I get my back blown out, my shoes taken, and my shirt off my back is pretty high at the open. So I'm just like, I but I guess if you have different strategies, if you have strategies for the open, I guess you could do that. And then just switch over as the day proceeds. Danby says, one life, one chance. Yeah, agree 100%. Everyone wants action. Trading is boring. Lot of waiting around. Yep. Yep. Where's Ben? I don't know. I think he's what was going on with Ben? I don't know. Uh I don't know what's oh, I know. Ben is he's actually been streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Um Live streaming. He's supposed to be making some more content for the framework Fortune at some point, but he has been streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Um he's just got to get back consistent, I guess. And plus when he streams at like 10 a.m. For me it'll be Central Time, so 10 a.m. Central Time, which is, you know, Uh, and he's Eastern now, so he'll be an hour ahead of me, I believe. Yeah, an hour ahead of me. So his it'll be what, 11 a.m. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. He streams at a different time now, like an hour after the market, or an hour and 30 minutes, 2 hours after the market opens. I told him if he's gonna do that, he might as well do a dip trading strategy, because by that time everything's dropped anyway. SECO going on down towards the 325s. And Daniel B, that's so funny that you say it's a lot of waiting around. You remember when I first started when I first started trading, you were coming over, you're like, bro, just buy. Just buy. I'm like, what? So that's a complete U-turn from what you were saying at first. I guess you were just trolling me. Just like, buy here, buy this tick. Oh man. But yeah, I learned a little bit better. I learned a little bit better. RSVN did break down the $2 level, which we were thinking it was gonna do on low volume. Never did even reach 500,000 shares on the day. So that one's dead in the water. Let's jump back over here to the scans real quick. Ben's buddies were yelling at him on Twitter. I didn't know. I wasn't in there on that Twitter space. I think I missed it. He told me something that it was wild or something like that, but I didn't see it. I see no video. Best thing to not get involved in frequent trading is exactly, yeah. Yeah. He does have, wait a minute. He told me he was streaming. I saw, oh, wait. Let me go check. I thought he was streaming, bro. He told me he was streaming. Let me see. He should have videos up there. I do know he had on this last stream on, I think it was on Tuesday or Thursday, man. He had some, his stream was going in and out. Oh, why? Let me see. Um, 5 days, 5 days. Wow, he must have took those down. He must have took his most recent streams down. He had to, because he was definitely live this past week. He had to take them down. But the thing is, they were choppy. They were in and out. The stream was going in and out. And I told him, you gotta do some testing or something. Get your internet going the right way or something. Because it was really weird. There's like 5 or 6 videos that were like 5 minutes apiece. So he definitely took them down. All right, AI farming right under the $30 level. And it is time for me to get on down too. I don't see anything that I like. So for today, appreciate you guys signing in, checking in. Nice to see you guys. One Life and Daniel B. I do not see any low flows that I want to touch on today. So I'm just gonna be patient. And of course, this is Monday, so it's the beginning of the week. I have been taking about 3 trades a week, maybe 1 or 2, 3 trades. Um, and I'm just patient, wait for the setup, get in, take the profit, and close, just going about my business really. But yeah, I'll be back on Wednesday and Friday streaming. And you guys, if you're going to continue trading, be careful, be safe. Definitely get all your variables in order that you want to line up for your quote unquote A plus setup. Everybody's got a different A plus setup. But yeah, you guys have a great rest of your day. And as always, It's always good to hear from you guys at the beginning of the week and the midweek and all of the week is really. But appreciate you guys once again. And as always, salute to our celebrities in the chat, One Life and Daniel B. And Daniel B is apparently relearning how to trade because he's saying, man, teach me, man. But Daniel B, he wrote the book. He's got a book out, so hopefully he'll post that to our chat at some point. His book, so we all can buy it and make him even richer. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.